Hi, thanks for visiting Top Hat. My name is Steve and I will be giving you a quick tour and showing you how you can create a professor account with Top Hat and just show you a few key features to help you get started with using the system. So if this is your first time visiting, all you have to do is go to tophat.com, and on our homepage you're going to click on the Get Your Free Professor Account tab right here, and that is going to actually take you to the pricing page. And with this, if you're a professor, you have two options. You can sign up for a free account where you can have 30 students, up to 30 students in your class enroll without having to pay a fee. Or we have a professional account where your students would have to pay a fee of $20 for semester access. But of course, with either of these, for you as an instructor to use the system, it is free. And so whichever account you decide to use, you just click on Professor Sign Up, and it'll bring you to a screen where you enter your credentials, and that's it. And so once you sign up, it'll bring you to a page just like this, and it's our login page. And what you're going to do is enter the username that you created, and you're going to type in your password and then just log in. So this is a pretty similar method if you're already used to using a learning management system like Blackboard or Moodle. There's nothing too different about this. So if you've already have a class established, then Top Hat is going to direct you straight to that class. However, for your first time, it'll bring you to your lobby page. And what you're going to want to do is click on this Add a Course button, and then you will name your course. And then if you like, you can even add a password to it and a little description, so help your students find it a little easier for you. And so whatever's easiest for you. Once you create your course, it'll populate, and every course you use Top Hat for will be different. And so it will hold different data, and it'll be specific to only that course, which is pretty nice if you use the system for multiple classes. So I already have my course developed, and we're going to enter Steve 101, and it's going to bring us up to the home screen. And so with the Professor Dashboard, this allows you to control pretty much everything that you need in order to create questions, execute questions, post homework assignments, even view a grade book in your roster for the students as well. And so it's a really fully implemented system, and we want to make it pretty intuitive for you, and as well as simple to use, because we know that there's a lot of different options for you to use, and so we want to keep it as straightforward and simple as possible. And so just from the dashboard, there's a couple different modules that you can utilize. You can hide ones that you don't want to use so they don't clutter up, but just for the case of the demonstration, I just want to show all of them to you quickly. And so the main one is the course, and this is mostly your administrative functions. And as always, we have a quick reference guide that you can use. It's an interactive tour if you get lost. It's pretty simple to use, which is nice. Along with that, the main thing that I'll also show is settings. And so you can preset all of the questions in your course to do specific actions at your request. And like I said earlier, this is where you can toggle to see the different modules if you like. But more importantly as well, you can set default grading schemes for all the questions, as well as demos and discussions too. And so you don't have to manually input them every time you create a question. And then also, Top Hat has the functionality of integrating with the learning management system so that your roster and gradebook will transfer seamlessly. And so with that, you would go to the LMS section and either enter your Blackboard credentials or your Moodle or Desire to Learn credentials. And so from this section, we have an attendance section, and this is pretty useful for larger classes. If you like, at the beginning of class, all you would have to do is click on this Take Attendance key, and then what happens is students, as they enter your course, they'll be allowed to submit a text message and then enter this 4-digit code, and as soon as they submit that, the system will mark them as in attendance. Also, if the students download our mobile app, then this screen will pop up on their phone, and they're going to be required to look up at the screen and type in this 4-digit code. So it's a pretty simple way for you to take attendance. It doesn't take long at all. Once you're finished, you just click on that Finish Attendance button, and then all of the attendance grades or markings will be marked in the gradebook itself under the attendance section. So from here, the next module is the question section, and this is the main section that you'll actually use. So as you create questions, it's pretty straightforward. All you have to do is click on create, and we give you multiple options that you can utilize. And with the options, all you do, they're the same format for every time you create one, but you can copy and paste your question, title it specifically, have a specific word, and even make unique grading sequences for each question if you like. And so it's very beneficial. Once you add this information, all the questions will be stored under here, and this is your question bank. And some of the more advanced functionalities we do offer with Top Hat is the opportunity to have a click on target type of question, which is pretty handy if you use a lot of images in class. But essentially that'll allow you just to upload an image, and then it's going to require the students to actually click on that image to submit their answer. And so once you have your questions built, we give you the option to create folders, and then all you have to do is simply drag and drop the questions into each folder if you like, which helps you stay organized. And when it comes time to ask the questions, you have a couple different options of what you can do with it. And so mainly there's this little menu button right next to each question that'll pop up and allows you to choose the status. Now with the majority of our professors, they use the Top Hat for in-class polling, such as a clicker question. So if that was the case, you would just click on this Ask Status, and then the question would populate on the screen as well as the student's devices, and then it would start collecting the answers. And in class, as the answers populate, then we give you live reporting as well, and also a couple other options where you can do comparative analytics with other previous questions that you've asked as well. And so once you have these, are you satisfied with the responses to these questions, you would just close this out, and then those answers again would be stored in Top Hat. And if you already assigned grades or correct answers to the questions, then the students' grades are going to automatically be uploaded into the gradebook, and that will reflect that. So that's a pretty nice option for you. Now, the other option that you have as well is to assign questions as homework or review as well. And so if you do this, then the students will be required to answer the question the next time they log on to Top Hat from their computers. And it's a similar option that your learning management system has, but with Top Hat we give you the option to either ask in class or ask out of class, so it's up to you. And if you do use this homework as well, we even give you the option to schedule, so you can schedule for a future date as well. So basically that is the most important module and most likely where you'll spend most of your time. So the other modules that we have here, we have a demo section, which are actual interactive videos that we'll program for you based on whatever criteria you like. And so we customize this to basically whatever subject matter that you want to illustrate to the students. And these are pretty basic simulations. They include instructions for the students and just a graphic, and typically have a couple questions and then a quiz incorporated with it for the students to manipulate. And so it's a great option if you want to customize your own interactive content. You don't have to, but we just give that option to you and make it available for you if you like. So off the demo section, we have our discussion module, which is the long answer forum for questions. So if you think that the question section is short answer, the discussions can be used to facilitate online conversations essentially. And so with this, you can post some type of question if you like. It can be long answer, or it can be yes or no, it's up to you. And then as the students respond, as soon as they respond, their answers will populate in a typical like a chat function. And you can give them the option as well to even draw pictures as well. It's up to you. And so the benefit to this is we took the discussion module or the concept of discussions from learning management systems, and we made it active or in real time. So you can have essentially a live discussion with a 300 student class while class is going on. And so one of the favorite functions that a lot of my professors use this for is to have a live Q&A session where you can actually post, okay, does anyone have questions? And then if a student asks a question, a TA on the side can respond directly to those students as well. So that's a pretty nice function as well. So aside from the discussions module, the last two that we have here is a tournaments function and then our just general file section. And so with the tournaments, you can create an interactive, an automated head-to-head competition with all of your students in class based off of the questions that are programmed into this section. And you can schedule it to start and begin whenever you want. And so what happens is as the tournament progresses, the students will face each other and they'll be randomly paired up. The first one to answer a question correctly would move on to the next round. And then the one that lost that round would also move to the next round, but they would face someone that lost as well in the previous round. And so what essentially happens as the rounds progress, the system's going to naturally level the students. And so by the latter rounds, your A students will be facing each other, your B students, and so on and so forth. So it's a pretty intuitive system, and we're also making advancements on it constantly. And so finally, the last section we have here is our file section. So this essentially is a place where you can just add your PowerPoint presentations or your PDFs or anything like that. But one of our newest features that we're testing, and as you can see it's still in a testing mode here, is a presentation mode. So effectively what you're going to be able to do is upload your PowerPoint and run it through Top Hat, and as you progress through the slides also will post and they'll be able to follow along on the students' devices as well. And so one of the nice things about this as an instructor, if you use our Professor app on a tablet or your phone, you'll be able to progress the slides and even annotate or strike out or highlight or anything you want directly from your phone while you're walking around the class. And all the annotations will pop up on the students' devices as well. So that is a very neat function. We're pretty excited about it. And as we're still testing it, we're continuously making improvements with this function as well. And so we're excited to have people try it out. So based off of that, that's essentially it for functionality. And then just to wrap this up quickly, is just the gradebook function. And so as you're used to with your LMS, with the gradebook, we take all the student data, and as your students register, they'll populate under the Students tab. And as they answer or post content, then we will show the data for every single question that that student has participated with. And so based off of that, you can either take this data straight from Top Hat and pull it to an Excel sheet and incorporate it into your grades if you want. Or like I said earlier, we can integrate with your LMS so that the grades will transfer automatically. And so that's pretty much it for the basic functionality of Top Hat. I hope this provided you a great introduction to the use of the system. If you need anything at all, feel free to click on our guide section, and it's a pretty interactive section which can answer pretty much any question. Or feel free to click on the support tab and shoot our support team an email, and we will get right back to you. So I hope you enjoy testing out the system, and I look forward to seeing you use the system in class. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.